Hey everybody, I'm late, but I'm not that late. And I'm looking at y'all comments, y'all being here bugging. I want y'all to know I love y'all. Y'all gonna shut up with that. Come on in, come on in. We don't do that over here. Speaking of that, I want to say that I love y'all because some of y'all just as petty as me. Okay? Some of y'all is real petty. Cause when I was being funny in the other show and I was like, I need somebody to send me a doodle emoji with a wig on. Why like five of y'all did that for me? But I love you. I'm glad that you did it. Y'all do me a favor, like this video, share this video. We're going to have a good conversation tonight, one that is a necessary one. I hope that folks will come on in here and tune in. Again, everybody tunes into all of the damn drama. We love that shit, right? But at the same time, we don't ever want to tune in for the shit that really matters, right? So I hope that y'all will tune in for this because we're going to talk about the reset of society, right? Because that is what is happening and that is going on. It's really crazy. So we're going to talk about how the government you can't even, pretty soon you will not even be able to raise animals for the reason of consumption, right? Because that's considered like sexual assault and abuse of animals. And if you think that sounds ridiculous, I mean, the fuck, they telling you men can have babies now. So, I mean, come on. How ridiculous you think it can get? Real ridiculous, the way it is right now in our face. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about these food shortages, shit that we should pay attention to that we never really pay attention to. What'd you say? Somebody said, check my inbox on IG. Okay, I will. I haven't been on IG in a minute, but I was on there today. So I do want to discuss a few things. You know how we do it around here. Before everybody get in here, I want to have some teachable moments. If y'all don't mind. If you do mind, ask me if I care. We're going to have them anyway, right? So I do want to say something to the sisters. Okay. When I did the video the other day about what happened in Victoria's Secret, it seemed to disturb a lot of y'all. Y'all was mad. That's your problem, not mine. Okay. Y'all shouldn't get so upset about how people feel. If you don't agree with what they say, just calm down. Like, take a shot, smoke a blunt, meditate, take a couple deep breaths. It's gonna be all right. Like, I don't think that I should be able to dictate to you your life and your thoughts. So if something that I say is so bothersome to you, like, you need to deal with that. I mean, I'm real. I'm not even trying to be petty. Like, you need to deal with that. People need to grow the hell up. Most of y'all in my comment section, I would assume, is a grown adult, right? You 18 or over. So let's start acting like adults. Like, don't be upset because my perspective is not yours, right? Go live your life. Stop letting that shit affect you to that extent. I don't understand why you're so upset. Like, calm the fuck down, okay? This is my opinion. Nobody is forcing it on you. You take it and leave it, whatever you want to do with it, right? It's kind of like the same thing as everybody going around trying to get Kevin Samuels. I heard there was a petition. I heard that shit on the radio. Y'all need to stop. The radio today, I was driving, and the radio was like, folks are trying to get motherfucking Kevin Samuels off of social media, and they're doing a petition. Y'all stupid. You're stupid. Stop. Can we stop believing that all black people are a monolith, that we all have to think the same, we all have to be the same? You might not like what Kevin Samuels has to say. Let me tell you what you should do. Stop fucking watching him. See, because whether you want to agree with it or not, you don't want to agree with Mechee, there's always going to be somebody that you don't want to agree with, right? But let's be real. Right? Let's not use me. Let's use an example outside that maybe more people can relate to understand. Like, at the end of the day, why are you upset with what this man have to say? For as many views as he has and as many subscribers as he has, don't you believe that there is a large population that agrees with what this man is saying? There are women that want his advice. You might think they stupid and girl, you desperate and I don't know why you take advice from that man. That's fine if you feel that way, but that's her life. If she feels that Kevin is giving her some information that's going to let her live the way she want to live, let her live. There are black men who agree with Kevin Samuels. Now, you can be upset with them or you can just let them feel how they feel. And if you disagree with the man in his comment section or the people that follow him, good. Use that as a measuring stick. When you meet men, sisters, ask them, do they like Kevin Samuels? When they say yes, stop talking to them. So if nothing else, you can still find some good in everything. Because if you don't like the men that agree with him, at least it's pointing out the men that you don't want to be around. But understand, There is a large group of people that agree with him. Let those people have their agreements. Let those people do what they want to do and agree with what they want to agree with. You don't have to be in a club if you don't like the club. Nobody said you had to stay. Okay? So stop. You know, what somebody said, barely loud, we got 6 dislikes. I expected to be more than 6 once I said it done, because I think I got a couple more people, you know, that y'all don't like me no more, but none of y'all unsubscribed after the Karen video. Y'all still stayed. The subscribers went up, so I don't know. Maybe you turned into a troll now. Maybe you don't like Mechee. It's whatever. Them motherfucking, like, let me tell you something. I'm gonna get off here. Mechee go live her life. Not a motherfucking thing you gonna stay here and do. How many ups or likes or down is gonna affect what I'm gonna eat for dinner later, the company I'm finna have, how the fuck I deal with my kid. Like, you're not finna affect none of that. None of that. Right? So maybe you should learn how to control the things that really matter to you, and for the things that don't, take them with a grain of salt and learn to let that shit do. Okay? Because sisters, y'all was really mad. Some of you brothers was mad too. But let me tell you, the next morning, I got up and I made a video, for those of you that saw it, about how I really thought it was disrespectful that black women and people period, but mostly black women, kept comparing the black woman in the store to the Emmett Till situation. I thought it was really disrespectful. I really did, because they keep using black men's situations to try and dictate what happens to a black woman. I'm sorry, sisters, but it's not the same. If there were so many black women that were being murdered, brutalized, and arrested and spending the rest of their life in prison on false allegations of white women's tears, you would actually have stories that have black women in them. You wouldn't have to keep giving me stories of black men. Does that make sense, everybody? So my thing is, stop trying to compare the two. It's kind of disrespectful to say this is like Emmett Till, because I'm going to say this again. Emmett Till wish all the black men in prison serving long sentences for rapes they didn't commit because a white bitch cried. They wish they could have walked away with a viral video, a moment of fame, and $100,000. It's disrespectful. But see, again, that's the point I was trying to make, that everybody is so caught up in this herd behavior that social media told you how to feel. Half of y'all that threw that Emmett Till story out there, you heard somebody else say that shit in a post. You heard somebody else use that as an example, and it resonated with you, so you was like, oh yeah, maybe I'm gonna use it. You didn't come up with that on your own. Somebody told you to say that dumb shit, and you didn't stop and think about what you were saying. Also, let me tell you something else that's disrespectful if y'all didn't know this. That woman is not ADOS. Now somebody gonna say it don't matter, Mechee, because she black. You're right. It don't matter, because no matter whether you're ADOS or not, you still get treated like shit in this country if you're a black person. I agree with that, right? But let me tell you something else. How you using ADOS situations to fucking compare it to a woman that ain't never been through none of these struggles? If you're going to use ADOS's struggles to compare them to her struggles, you might as well include these motherfuckers in reparations. Yes? But let me tell you something that's even stupider, if that's a word, right? Stupider, dumber, dumbest. Out of all of this, I want you to think about this. So the public, somebody was like, yeah, I'm glad she got that money, and I hope she sued the pants off the police department. Okay. So we gave her, I ain't give her shit, but black people gave her their hard-earned money to help her get $100,000 to sue the police department, that if she wins, she probably won't receive $100,000. So she doing all this just to get some more money for the police department. But y'all ready for the next part of this? The next part is that after y'all done gave her $100,000, you know you gonna pay that settlement too, right? Is there anybody in here that has some sense that can tell me why the people are going to pay that settlement? So y'all going to pay her twice? Do you think her situation was that devastating that we need to be spending our black dollars on that? You know why you're going to pay for it? Because she's not suing the police officer, baby. She's not suing Mr. Officer 1 and Mr. Officer 2, honey. She is suing the police department. Do you know where they get their money from? Yeah, see some smart folks in the chat. Taxes. So even then, you just giving her money to go sue, and if she win, you finna give her some more. Don't nobody want to think about that though. But I get it. I didn't play on y'all emotions. I didn't tell you what you wanted to hear. You thought that I don't know. None of y'all used the word coonage. I didn't think y'all went that far. If you did, I wouldn't give a fuck. But y'all was upset. Some of y'all said, yes, I was a Karen. Y'all said all of this stuff. But in your emotions, my question would be, did any of y'all stop to think about any of those things that I just said? No. So then, and this is for the people, my people that watch me all the time, y'all know that I'm not talking to all of y'all. Like, y'all can't be watching me for years and resonate with Mechee and not have no sense. So when I say y'all, I'm obviously talking to the people that made these dumbass comments. I'm talking to the people that feel this way. My people that follow me know that I'm not talking to everybody in the audience. So everybody that be like, why you always chastising your audience? I'm talking to whoever the shoe fits, right? But I noticed that black women came on that video and they was mad as hell, and y'all was like, fuck these black men. Why you out here caping? I'm gonna need you to fall the fuck back. They can fight for themselves, right? And even if they couldn't, why the hell do you care? What? Like, you do know that when we fight for the liberation of black people, that means men and women. Black men, black women, black children, yes? Like, I don't know what's wrong, and y'all can get offended if you want, but I'm just gonna meet you real quick, because I'm gonna give it to the brothers in a second too, right? I don't know what's wrong with you bitches. Do you fucking think that I, or a lot of black women in my chat and everywhere else, do you fucking think that we want to find liberation and freedom without our fucking men? I don't want to just be around a bunch of you bitches. Is that what you thought? Did feminism teach you that? I want freedom with a whole bunch of goddamn women. No, I don't. As women, we can be honest. Majority of my friends are men. The only real woman friend I have is Dr. Shauna, because Dr. Shauna is a logical person. She can stand her ground. We can agree to disagree. Most women are insecure, jealous motherfuckers. They always smile in your face, but trying to get what the fuck you have behind your back. Hence the bitches I be beefing with online that I know in real life, and y'all keep trying to tell me to leave them alone. See, I'm a woman, and you can't be most other women's friends. Because as soon as you got something they don't, the bitch want it. Whether it's your man, whether it's your clothes, whether it's your motherfucking title, whether it's the goddamn love everybody show you everywhere you go. See, because women go around competing with women. Men don't compete with each other. They really don't. But women do. You really think that that's freedom? I don't want to be free. If freedom means I'm just going to be around a bunch of women. So none of our men are coming into freedom. Like, y'all sound dumb. Get the fuck out of y'all emotions. Yes, I give a fuck about black men. Yes, I'm fighting for black men. And yes, I'm going to tell you this again, sisters. Okay? You telling me that black men ain't shit? That is your story, not mine. Okay? There are a lot of black men around me and throughout my life that have gone very hard for me and the black women that are around them. And I salute those brothers. But wait a minute, because I'm not done. Because I don't care to be dealing with a bunch of black women who don't give a fuck about black men. But I don't care to deal with a bunch of you sorry ass brothers who don't give a fuck about black women either. Where the fuck you going? Now, I guess in this new lifestyle, y'all could bump dicks. This video not gonna stay long, because see, I'm not supposed to talk like this on YouTube. We're supposed to be cleaning it up, but we gotta have a real conversation tonight. So all you hard neck knee niggas, all y'all want to do is you just want a bunch of niggas? I guess you want white girls. Now, see, the Victoria's Secret story is not pertaining to Emmett Till, but I'm gonna tell y'all now, even in 2021, y'all better cut them white girl dream stories, because you're not gonna make it, and bro, you gonna end up in jail like Albert and the rest of these black men, right? You know, you can't mess with these chicks today in 2021. I mean, you can mess with the trailer park ones. So I don't care for this argument of who's right or who's wrong. Is it the black woman's fault? Is it the black man's fault? Y'all all fucking sound stupid. Because it ain't, your mama ain't never told you it ain't never all or nothing. Or none or nothing. Always don't exist. Like, you know, you can't tell you always mean to me. Well, bitch, I might be mean to you a lot, but not always. Sometimes I be nice. So all black men are not fucked up. All black women are not fucked up. So maybe What I would suggest on a personal level in your life as an individual, for any of you that feel that way, I suggest you do some soul searching. I suggest that you get some counseling. I suggest that you deal with all of the pains and the hurts that Black women and Black men have caused y'all in your life, whether it was your mother, your father, your uncles, your cousins, whoever the hell did the things that they did to you. So therefore you have this opinion of every Black man and Black woman in that way. That is something that has more to do with you than any other motherfucking person outside of you that you want to be pointing the finger at. And I'm sorry, sisters, y'all don't get to cry about how we get done and then say fuck Black men. Because our Black men get done real dirty. Because I'm going to tell you, we can talk tough, we can talk tall, we can talk real strong, right? And we can be on the front of these battle lines. But do you know this? These motherfuckers ain't scared of us. They're not scared of us. So trust me, they come after our Black men harder than they come after us because they actually would like to get rid of them and turn them into Black women. They want to murder them or turn them into Black women because they're not scared of Black women. So trust me, they hunt us both, but they hunt the brothers harder, and y'all don't want to hear that, but that's the truth. There's some things Black men deal with that you would never deal with. There's some things Black women deal with that Black men won't deal with, right? But we need to stop this back and forth for being mad. So any woman, a man want to be mad at me because I support Black men, I support Black women too. Both y'all do fuck shit. We ain't all perfect. We all do some dumb shit sometimes. Stop pointing the finger at a whole group of people. You know y'all sound like the white man, right? You don't believe me? Let me show you. Oh, they think all niggas look the same. All niggas act the same. All niggas is thugs. And all Black women is hoes. Don't that sound like what you saying? All Black men ain't shit. All Black women ain't shit. All Black women is hoes. You sound like the white man. Who told you to talk like that? Who taught you that? I think it was the enemy. So I'm going to need you to stop pushing that rhetoric on me as though I'm the one saying something wrong. But then again, if you think I'm wrong, you have the right to your opinion. And you have the right to be upset about it. And you can send me threats in my email. And you could troll me in my chat. And you can waste your energy and your time, which would be dumb. Or you could just move the fuck on. And we can agree to disagree. Okay? Because I'm going to say whatever I want to say. You know, you got to go get your own YouTube channel to do that. So let me make that clear. So I want y'all to do me a favor, like this video, share this video, subscribe if you have not, hit that janky ass notification bell. And I got one more thing I want to say, and then we'll get into this conversation. Don't rush me, y'all, because after tonight, I don't know if y'all going to see me for a couple days. I got shit to do. So I want to bring up another point. How many of you saw the picture that I posted either on my Instagram or in the community section of me? It was a picture from my photo shoot, and I have the gun, and I'm standing in the window with the curtain open. Thank everybody. I want to thank you for all of the compliments that you gave me on the picture. But I want to talk about the conditioning too. You know how many of y'all was like, whether it was on Instagram or whether it was in my community section on YouTube, and y'all was like, yo, you better be careful. I don't think this is a good look. You shouldn't have done all of that. Why you got that gun? You know, sneak attacks is better than public attacks. Who said I was attacking anybody? I'm living in my house. Right? What I'm saying in that post, first of all, it is a work of art. And one fucking person in my comment section got it. First of all, Mechee is an artist. If you don't know, I come up here and I talk and I teach and I do those things as well. And I do work in the community, but I'm a spoken word artist. For my day ones, y'all know that. I have my own album. I wouldn't even say I'm a poet. I'm a lyricist because I rap as well. And in this next bit of music you're gonna hear, I'ma sing for your ass too. You gonna call me the female Drake, because I'm a poet, I'm a spit for you, I'm a rap for you, and I'm a motherfucking sing for you. All right, y'all not ready for Mechee, but Mechee is an artist at heart. So what the fuck makes you think that if I do a photo shoot that I don't have a vision, and in that vision I'm not conveying something? Thank you. People was like Malcolm X photo. Y'all was so worried about the gun that I got in the picture, like y'all did that Black people can't have gun shit to me. Y'all do know that you can have a gun. It's not against the law. It's your constitutional right. Do y'all know that? And then for people to say that I shouldn't show people what I have, I should just do a sneak attack. I'm not attacking anybody. I was just using the photo as a work of art, and I figured I'd send a message at the same time. For everybody that's these men that keep threatening me, who want to put my address online, who want to keep telling me, bitch, we gonna come get your ass. I don't know if y'all seem to believe this happens, so I'm gonna post all of this shit for y'all so y'all can see what I get every day from grown-ass men. I'm letting you know, boo, that if you come over here where I live, where my children stay, you might want to not do that. This ain't about me sneak attacking no motherfucking body. This is about me standing in defense and saying, you might want to think twice before you come over here with that bullshit. Because I'm not the one. Right? Somebody else said to me, oh, why are you showing guns? Somebody said down south guns are not taboo. Thank you. Why should I hide something that I have when in Georgia, people walking around with their gun on their side? Y'all don't understand that part of letting people know you have a gun is a deterrent. They know they don't want to fuck with you. I'm going to fuck with somebody else who don't got a piece. Y'all don't understand that's how this works? But again, I just thought that it was really interesting that y'all thought it was such a bad idea. I want to know that if y'all ever see, do y'all think that if a white woman take a picture with a gun, do you think any white people be like, girl, why you up there with that gun? I don't know, this is not a good look. You shouldn't be telling people you got guns. Do you think they do that to white people? Y'all really flip out if I post a picture of my 12-year-old son holding a P90. The motherfucking gun almost bigger than him, and he cheesing. He loved that gun. Y'all would tell me something wrong with that too, huh? Even though he been to the range, he know how to load guns, and he's learning. Y'all really bug out if I put that picture up there, right? Come on, stop. Stop, y'all. Stop. When y'all get to talking, y'all show a whole lot of the conditioning that's in everybody. Stop. And the crazy thing is, for all of y'all that saw that gun and just started panicking for Mechee. Mechee not panicked. What you panicked for? What most of y'all didn't see is that it was my own version of reenacting Malcolm X with his gun looking out the window. Come on, y'all. Really? And if you're one of the people who did it, I mean, you could get mad, you might troll, you might leave, you can call me a bitch in the comment section if you want to. Don't even block them if they do. But I hope instead that you take in what I said and you realize and you take a different approach next time. That's what I would hope that you would do. Okay? So with that said, y'all, we're going to get into this conversation that's in the title. But we've been having plenty of conversation at this point. If you haven't got anything from this conversation, you should probably click the fuck off now, because there's a whole lot that's already been said in this live. Y'all like this video for me, share this video, subscribe, hit that notification bell so they let you know when a motherfucker is live, right? Y'all do that for me. Hit the notification bell, you guys, and undo the not undo the notifications, but click it and make sure that you are connected to all notifications and you will get it, right? So let's have this conversation. How many of y'all have seen that there is a pregnant man emoji that is being created? Have y'all seen that? Shout out to my mama in Gambia. My mama always be sending me stuff. She sent me this like a couple days ago. She sent me some other stuff, and I was like, what the hell? So we gonna talk about this. But they have a pregnant man emoji that's being created. There's like several new emojis that's getting ready to come out, and one of them is a pregnant man. Okay? Now, just put a pin in that. So how many of you also saw the did y'all see the video? It's of a male choir. And I'm gonna post the shit. I'll put it in the community section. But it's a male choir, and they're singing about how they're coming for our children. If any of y'all follow Angela Stanton, I saw it first on her page. My mother sent it to me. I got the link to it too. I've seen it, but it's not all over the place. I want to say she posted the shit, and they shut her page down again for the second time because she posted it. Okay, but it is a video, and it's a whole choir. They done a whole commercial. They singing a whole song, and the song is, we coming for your kids. We're coming for your kids. You can't hide them. I mean, they might as well say we just gonna molest their asses and do all kind of nasty shit to them. But they beat around the bush. But they're saying basically, they coming for our children to teach them the right way to live, because we won't tell our children that they can love whoever and whatever and be whatever sexually, that somehow we're doing a disservice to our children. So they're getting ready to come tell our kids, because they know it's better for our kids than what we know. And they telling you straight up. I mean, I don't know all the lyrics, but the one lyric I know is, we coming for your kids. On my mama, that's exactly what they say. Somebody said they look creepy. It is creepy. It's really creepy. And it's a real damn advertisement. Straight up. Now I'm going to say this again. I've said it plenty of times, and some of y'all have heard this, some of y'all have not. I would advise you to go. Matter of fact, I'm going to go find it. I'm going to put it in the community section. There is a TED Talk. How many of y'all know what TED Talk is? It is a really big platform that people go and speak on all around, the world. They have it in the UK and here, and people go and do their great ideas. They talk about a bunch of stuff. It's a big thing. A TED Talk is a big thing. And they had a TED Talk in the UK, but when they speak, remember, this TED Talk is to reach everybody in the world. It's not something to see. We're talking about the reset of society. Understand, the New World Order is not just about America. It's about everywhere. Okay? And so in the TED Talk, this woman is actually talking about pedophilia and how we need to learn to embrace pedophiles within our community. She is saying that that just because they feel this way doesn't mean that they need to act on it. The act is wrong, but if we don't shun them and we help them to deal with it, because this is the way they feel, all of that people born this way bullshit. So they open that door, and so now they're using it with everybody. So they're saying that if we embrace these people and we support them and what it is that they're dealing with, then we can kind of help them with how they feel, but we should not shun them because they are a group of people that they acting like, like we being prejudiced or some shit, like these some racial groups, and y'all can't be treating these immigrants like this. But these are people. She's speaking on straight up pedophiles. Y'all know what a pedophile is. And she's speaking like this and giving this message to the world. And there are thousands of people sitting in this audience and millions of people who have seen it. And this woman is really sitting up there with this audacity to have this conversation. So I first want to say that I find it very interesting that out of all the emojis that are new, they have a pregnant man emoji. Why don't they have a bearded woman emoji? Have y'all noticed that when they talk about transgenders, they always refer to the men who want to be women? Do they ever give light or credit, right, to women who want to be men? Think about that. Like, I'm serious. Like, of course, there are women out here who want to be men, but you don't see that. When they talk about transgender, you see nothing but men, as though transgender doesn't go both ways, right? I see nothing but men being shown as women. I see that boys can be princesses, right? So they make it that men want to be women, and then of course they show you more black men in dresses and black boys in dresses than anybody else, which to me is really ridiculous, because if we are the smallest population, how is it that we have the most transgender or gay men? Come on. Just by sheer numbers, that's not true. So for as many transgender non-black men that are out there, why the fuck we can't see them in dresses? Why the fuck they not out there promoting them? Why isn't our little white boy and little Jorge in the dress talking about he could be a princess? Right? So this is what they do, but I need y'all to understand why they're doing that. Because of course they're going to make black people the face of it, but I'm going to say something too. I need y'all to hear me and not feel like that everything that happens is just against us. In this new reset of society, it affects everybody. Now, again, I'm going to tell you, as black people, we on the bottom of the totem pole. So we are the test dummies. We are the people that they come for first. But don't think that everybody else is getting away. So I want you to understand, period, that they want to take away masculinity in this country. And the reason why they want to take away masculinity in this country, somebody said, Oh, why is Joy or somebody in a dress? I thought you were saying somebody was in a dress. I was going to say, you may have seen a person that's not black, a man in a dress, but that's called the outlier. Meaning when you look at the curve of statistics, like that's the one that stick out here, don't really fit in nowhere. It's, it's the outlier. Yeah, y'all should know what our outlier is. So in statistics, that's the one that, it don't really fit in. It goes against what you prove, but everybody else is really in another box. So if you see that, I'm not saying you ever have it, it's an outlier. But they're trying to take away all the masculinity. They don't want men to exist. They're scared of masculinity, and they're scared of black men's masculinity more than anything else. They've always done this through history. Now, how many of y'all know that children now are actually able to me, this is child abuse. Fuck, to me, it is child abuse. Argue with me if you want to. Argue me down. Show me that it's not child abuse. And it is part of population control. Yes, H-Town. Because when you have all of these things going on, you're going to find there's much less babies being born. Because you don't have the natural way of making children. Okay? So, but understand that they come for your children for a reason. Right? But they want to get rid of the masculinity. Now watch everything that goes along with all of these children, right? You do know that before a child is 18 years old, that they can go and start having hormones and surgery so that they don't develop. So a boy can start getting more estrogen and things like that, so that when he's smaller, he can actually turn into a girl and have a softer voice as he grows up. He can grow some titties, you know what I'm saying? He can, not drop his testicles, and his penis don't grow like it should. So when he gets older and he gets ready to go into that transition, they've knocked all that testosterone out of that boy. He's never had none as long as he's lived. The sad thing is that I'm watching, I ain't seen it with black parents, but I've seen white people so far. I've seen white women actually use this as a way to get back at the other parent. I saw a case where a white man, white woman, they had got divorced, and he had, I want to say it was like a 7 or 8 year old, they had a 7-year-old, 8-year-old son. And she started putting the boy through hormones and calling him by a girl's name, telling him he was a girl. And the father was saying, that's my son. He's not a girl. And he took the woman to court to go argue to court and say, you can't do this to my child. And the court upheld the mother's thing and allowed the mother to do this. Now, you have to understand that when a child is that small, they don't know what they want. What they won't tell you is that there are also people out there, right, that are transgenders and they committed suicide. And I've seen a couple of things online from several of them. I mean, you don't see them all, where they've committed suicide. And one of the boys left a letter and told his dad that you allowed me to get a sex change, and go through all of that stuff. And I was too young to know what I was doing. And I never told you, but when I was like 13, he said that his coach had molested him. And that's why he took the route he took. But as he got older, he really realized that's not what he wanted. And once they do this, they can't go back. Go on YouTube and watch how many motherfucking transgenders want their body back. That's a big thing. There is a great number of them on YouTube right now. You can find a million goddamn videos on them, and they will tell you how once they grew up and they kind of sat with it and they done cut off their body parts, that even though they felt a certain way, that was their body parts, and they felt some kind of way about it. And it ruins their life because you can't go backwards once you go forwards. So they're letting children do this. I want you to think about that. How the fuck can children decide what the fuck they want to do or want to be while they're a child? They can't. But do you want to know why the government is doing it? Let me tell you. Because if you look and you study, when you come to the reset of society has been reset in many places, many times. And when I say a reset, it's really like a reset, like on your computer, that everything the way that it is, we don't want it that way anymore. So we're going to do this shit and reset it. And when we set it again, it's going to be set the way we want it. What they do is they don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about your old ass. They don't care about my old ass. And if you're older than me, they really don't care about your old ass. They come for your children. Understand that children are malleable, they are moldable, they are able to be manipulated more. You can change their mind, they'll change their set of understanding, they'll change their facts, they'll change their figures. Until a child is 25 years old and set in their reasoning, there's a whole lot that you can do with a young mind. And so what you do is you pump it into the mind of the youth. You change the children. Because we finna die off anyway. So understand these three topics that I had with the food shortage and the pandemic, all of this plays in the line because that was also a big part of this pandemic. There's a whole lot of plans that they have. But let me tell you a big reason. Did y'all notice that? Now, we already know that Corona, something they arguing about, was created in the lab. I knew that shit was created. We was conspiracy theorists when we was telling people that, though. This shit was planned. You notice how all the old people, all the numbers of people that was dying off, a lot of them were old people? I wonder how much money the government has saved now on like Social Security, Medicaid. But now they got all this money to send people monthly checks for their kids. I don't know. They're trying to get rid of as much of the population as they can in this sense so that they can reset the rest of the population. This is why they're coming after your kids. This is another reason why you have to get your kids out of school, the public school. So let me tell y'all something that I've said a million times if you don't know it now. You cannot opt your children out of sex education in school at all. And sex education used to start in middle school, right? Going into high school. Now sex education starts in elementary. I don't know about you, but I don't need somebody teaching my 5-year-old child that if he's a boy, but he want to be a girl, he could be a girl. Because I don't know, when you're 5, your imagination runs wild. So if somebody tells you in real life you can pretend it, I don't got to be a boy today. Maybe your mom tells you to suck it up and don't cry because you're a boy, or your daddy tell you that shit. So you go to school and your teacher tell you can put on a dress and you can really be Christina today. They're like, oh, wow, they're 5. So in first grade, they are starting to teach children about gender assignments. I'm not lying about any of this. Go look it up. So these bills have been passed. So in the first grade and going on up, children will be taught about different gender assignments, meaning when your child is that small, they're going to start telling your child, and thank you, Deech. Deech put the link to Zayak's Institute in the chat. It is a school your kid can go to remotely. If you're in the New York area, they can go to the real building. And pretty soon, hopefully they'll be able to come to the Atlanta building. But it's in there as an option. So they're going to be telling your children at a very young age that if you don't want to be a boy, you can be a girl. If you don't want to be a girl, you can be a boy. This is what they're going to drill in your kid's head. And then at library story time, remember they had story time when you was in elementary? I remember story time, and somebody would come to the library, and sometimes they had special people come read to you and shit. Sometimes your mama could come and read to the class. Remember to read to the class? Well, that's when you look up, and they don't tell you. There's no permission slip. They're not informing you. Your kid going to come home and say, the drag queen Bella Rose done motherfucking read to us today, Mom. So not only do they pump it in your kid's head, then they're going to look up and it's going to be a man in a dress reading to your kids. So they're going to show them what it really looks like. I want you to understand that you have to see that this plan is much more diabolical, and we just believe everybody has the right to live how they want to live. So let's talk about this for a moment. If there are any LGBTQ people in here, please don't get offended. If you do, I'm going to tell you like everybody else, wear that motherfucking offense. So let me say this first and foremost. As far as the LGBTQ community goes and all them other alphabets you got that I'm not finna motherfucking remember. So you should be the one speaking up against what's going on. And I will tell you this. I will give it credit. I did see a couple of videos of some folks in that community, some gay people that said this shit is ridiculous. I don't think you should be spreading this to kids. But more of y'all need to speak up, because what happened is they co-opted your motherfucking movement. And they've turned your movement into something that the government wants to see happen. And they're using your agenda to really slide in their agenda while saying that it's your agenda. So let's be clear. Just because people in the LGBTQ community does not mean that they want to, that they are pedophiles or they want to project what they want to project on children. Most of the people I know in the LGBT community, they tell me that they think this is some bullshit too. That they agree with what's being said, like that we don't think they should be projecting this shit on the children. So understand they have taken your movement, right? But you could be gay if you want to be gay. You could be lesbian if you want to be lesbian. You could be whatever you want to be. But when we get to the transgender part where they get to pushing that very, very hard. Right now, when you talk about the LGBTQ community, I don't really see society representing anything but the T a lot. I mean, y'all tell me, am I wrong? Like when I see LGBTQ, I just keep seeing men in dresses. Like, I don't see too many pictures of two masculine men in love. Like, that's what gay would be in my mind. Like, I'm confused. You confuse me if you tell me you like a man and you with a man, but one of y'all dress up like a woman. Like, that's not a man. If you like a man, you should like a man that's like a man. Like, that would make sense to me, right? Both y'all should be men. Y'all like men. But you don't see that. That's not what you see when you see this transgender thing being pushed really, really, really hard. You don't see any other letter in the LGBTQA community being pushed harder than the T. And the reason that they're pushing this T again is because they want to begin to fuck with the very fabric of God, the natural way of doing things. They want to take away the manhood of all men in this country and turn everybody into a bunch of little bitches. They want everybody to be women and girls and have on dresses and heels, right? And then when that happens, they want you to be so caught up in your sickness that when they tell you that pedophilia should be legal too, you ain't gonna be able to stop that either. Because trust me, it's coming. And you can argue that if you want to in the LGBTQ community, but you'd be a fool. But why are they pushing this? So let's talk about transgender from a moment from a psychological point of view. If a person wants to mutilate their body to become something they're not, if a person wants to deny what they are to be something that they've imagined in their mind, that is what we call delusional. So people gonna say that I'm not telling the truth. You would be lying to yourself. If I woke up tomorrow, y'all, and I decided to say, I feel like I'm a dog. I'm a dog. I think I'm gonna start walking around on all fours. I'm gonna start barking at people and biting them and shit. I'm gonna lick folks and shit on their hand when I see them. And I'm gonna bark at them. I ain't gonna talk regular. If I ran around doing that, do you think that people would look at me like I was crazy? Do you think they would put me on a 72-hour hold? Do you think they would want me to see a counselor? I mean, in the way the world is going, they might not. They might just say a motherfucker could be trans animal. I don't know. The way we going, I wouldn't be surprised. And somebody said bestiality is coming too. We're going to get there because we're going to talk about the animals in a minute too. This is going to be, this video going to have some information tonight, y'all. Do me a favor, like this video, share this video, right? Subscribe if you have not hit that hate ass notification bell. Okay? But what you think about this? Why are they pushing this? Like, we don't live in a motherfucking world that none of us have any sense. Really? Y'all want us to believe? Let me tell you something. I'm surprised that women have not stood up more than what you see. Do you know you're not allowed to be a regular woman no more? You got all kind of men out here competing with you, and they changed breastfeeding to chest feeding. How many of you heard that? Now, for us natural women who have babies and milk just come on out of our chest and we're able to breastfeed our babies from our breasts, we're no longer allowed to talk about that if we don't include transgender women. I'm not telling you no lie. It's not breastfeeding, it's chest feeding. There's a gay ass couple, 2 men, and one got a baby sucking on his chest. Did you not see that video? And everybody like, oh, this is so cute. No, the fuck it's not. This is sick, and y'all need to be on a 72-hour hold. Somebody to take that baby to welfare. The welfare department, the fire department or something. So, you know what kills me about transgender men or the women? But like I said, all they pushing is the men that want to be women. How can you tell me that you feel like a woman? If I said I feel like a dog, do I really know what it feels like to be a dog? Like, I see a dog bark. I see a dog run around on all fours, but I don't really know what it's like to be a dog. Like, when that dog is barking, he's saying some shit. When him and dogs be talking, I don't understand that language. I would be lying. So I just want to know, how do you motherfuckers feel like a woman? You don't know what the fuck it feels like to be a woman. You have a thought of what it's like to be a woman. based on what the fuck society shows you is a feminine energy or what women do. It's a whole lot more to being a woman. You don't know what it feels like to be a woman because you've never fucking been one. So that right there just baffles my mind. If I was in a psychiatrist's office and I told her I feel like the sun, she gonna say, bitch, I don't know how you feel like the sun. I mean, I know you're bright and yellow, but it's not the same. Meech, come on. Don't make me have to write you no script, put you on no hold. I'm just saying. If I said some shit like that, I would be crazy. Let me give you what a delusion is. The definition of a delusion is seeing things not in the manner of reality that it is. If I tell you there is somebody in the corner talking to me, but there is nobody there, they're going to tell me that I'm having a hallucination. I'm seeing things, right? And delusions, you can see things, but you also think a certain way. So in your mind is deluded. You see your body as something that is not. You're telling yourself things that don't make no sense in your mind, and there's no rationale to it. That is delusional. Transgenders are delusional. And if you're a transgender and you're in the chat, I don't know if Monica in there. Monica, you always be in there scoping. Be mad, you cuss me out later. I don't give a fuck. When I get my new show, you can come on. We can talk about it and have the real tough conversations. The last time Monica called in, when I had a call-in show with Dr. Shauna, we had a really great conversation. Monica was really raw about how she felt. I was really raw with her back. But Monica wasn't mad, but YouTube took the video down because apparently you can't have conversations with transgenders that say they hate their father. And then I asked Monica, well, maybe that's why you don't want to be a man. Maybe it's through your trauma. See, nobody wants to talk about that a big portion of the community that's transgender, LGBTQ, a lot of them have trauma. A big part of them are that way because of something they've been through in their life. A lot of them are gay because society is now telling you that you could go be gay. So when young girls, especially young black girls, get molested by a man and her family or get raped by a man, guess what she does? Because she doesn't feel comfortable. So in her trauma, she runs, and this can happen for any race, but I'm just speaking to black people. She can run over to a girl where she feels more comfortable with because she's young and she's growing up with girls and she feels more familiar. And because of her trauma, she feels awkward around guys because she was touched and treated wrong by a man. So she don't know how to be around a boy. So now you have allowed her trauma to push her into some shit that without that trauma, she might not be living. And y'all motherfuckers in the LGBTQ community do not want to admit that. When you want to cut your penis off and tell me you a woman and have wombs transplanted into your belly so you can carry a baby, I'm going to ask you, if I was a good doctor, my first question going to be to you is, let's talk about what you've been through in your life, because some of that is connected to some trauma, because this shit is not normal, but society is normalizing it. Ask yourself why. The people in the White House and the government know that this shit is ridiculous, but if you let the crazy motherfuckers be crazy, then when they do some crazy ass shit, guess what? They crazy don't seem so crazy, because they crazy about to get crazier. This is not conspiracy theory. The biggest pedophiles are in the fucking government. The biggest pedophiles are in the government. All through Hollywood. Everybody who has money, everybody that pays to play in this country and hold some power, they're the biggest fucking pedophiles there are. Don't nobody want to listen, but a lot of times in the music industry and in Hollywood, all these kids coming from the Disney Channel, if you pay attention, they'll invite your ass to a party. They get you fucked up. Drugs are freely there for everybody. And then they get you in a position you don't want to be in. So while you passed out, you don't know what's going on, they put you in the bed with a kid. They take some pictures and tell you, bitch, you going to do what we say you going to do, or we're going to ruin you. Y'all don't think y'all government does that to people? Wow. Y'all don't think that? And then you say, well, how do you go from music industry to government, Mechee? Because they're all together. The fuck? You don't know that the people that hold money are the ones that control the government? It's not really the people in the government. They put their people in the government. They pay to put them in there. So you don't have to be a politician. You just have to be somebody with some money who put those people into place. And they're going to do what it is that you want them to do. And that would be all of the Jews and the people who have money, all the folks who own these big ass companies and shit. They're all Jews. They all go along with the just like the BET channel. It's owned by Jews. I don't even know why y'all watch that shit. Y'all want to talk about that for a second? Y'all want to know why it ain't nothing but a bunch of sex on these goddamn BET award shows and a bunch of gayness and shit? And a bunch of the typical ass, dumbass, fucking nigga been in jail, mama go to church, praise the Lord, she got married to the truck driver nigga because the other one was beating her ass. If y'all tell me that fucking story one more time. Lil JoJo was finna make it out the hood and go to college and then he got shot. You know why you keep getting them fucking shows on BET? Because it's owned by the Jews. That shit ain't black owned. It's like everything else around here that's big. That shit is wearing blackface. Tell me that ain't blackface. Y'all gonna stop thinking blackface is just a motherfucker putting some paint on their face. We in technology day and age. You gotta step your game up. We in 2021 now. Blackface is being worn by shit like that. They have black representatives. They use names like BET Network. They bring them black motherfuckers up there, put them in CEO positions. This happens all over the United States and all of these organizations, businesses, and everything. They show you a black representative. They show you black faces, but it's white people running that shit behind the scenes. This is happening everywhere. And so they're going to let LGBTQ community be crazy as hell because they finna try and implement they crazy. When you want to reset society, go and study it if you think that I'm lying. Go and look it up. There are plenty of times in history where there are other places where they ended up, the parents got killed off and it was left with a bunch of children and you're able to reset society. But understand, we slowly dying off anyway. This is part of this pandemic, right? That they are out here pushing all this poison they putting inside of everybody. They're going to kill off as many as they can with circumstances. And then when they're done, they're going to say, okay, well, so what is we left with? So let's move on with the next step of the game plan. This country is not going to look anything like it looks like today. And we need to pay attention. If you are alive 10 years from now, I want you to remember everything that I'm saying to you. There will be no genders. There will just be people. You won't be identified by any of that. And any of you who want to hold on to the norm of the standard of being a female and a male and doing things the regular way, you will actually be the outcast. So you're going to double get it. You're going to be a nigga and we don't like you, and you're going to be normal. We don't like you. There will be no gender roles. Watch this too. There's already a guy who's white, and they're calling him transracial. He went and got surgery, and he said that all his life he felt. That's the key word to be trans anything. I don't know how the fuck you feel like something you ain't never been, though. I don't. He said he felt that he always been Asian. So he went and got surgery to look like his favorite pop star, the Asian pop groups over there. And so then he posted it. He said, I finally am in the body I should have been born in, and I'm finally Asian now. So there ain't going to be no specific races. There's not going to be specific genders. Right? Everybody's going to be able to do whatever they want. Women, men, everybody's going to be wearing dresses. You want to wear a dress, want to wear pants. Everybody's going to wear whatever. Right? They're already saying that people don't have to put their gender on their birth certificate. They've been talking about that. So I want you to think about the world you finna live in 10 years from now. Brothers, you could meet a woman that ain't a woman. And I mean, she done had her surgery and everything. So you can have sex with her all you want, but her birth certificate not going to tell you that she used to be a man. And you don't have any right to be told that. She could just go on and carry on with her life. And then when you figure out y'all ain't been able to have no kids because she don't got no real womb, and you just think you can't have no kids. There won't be any genders and you won't be able to ask. Then they're going to play that thing of the race. But guess what? There won't be. Then they gonna guess what's coming next, right? After you got race fluidity. Well, I had Rachel Dolezal, and she said that she felt black. You got this white guy who's Asian now, right? They're gonna let people do all of this shit. Trust me, they're gonna let the crazies be crazy because the government is crazier than you could ever fucking believe. The government is run by a handful of really, really wealthy. I don't even know the word. It's not even wealthy. These motherfuckers is so sickly rich that they don't have anything to do with their time but fuck with the creation of God and try and ruin and discover and just play with people's lives just to see what the fuck they can do. That's what the government is full of. Y'all don't know that? It's a handful of motherfuckers that run this whole country. And they just so rich and got so much power. They just sick and they just want to do whatever they can do. So they're going to let you be sick so that they can implement their sickness and their sickness can hide in yours. Because in a minute, we're going to have what's called trans age. There is something called Clover Love. Homie had up a couple of Instagram pages. I guess they took his shit down, but his shit is called Clover Love, and it's about age fluidity. That even though you grown, you feel like a little kid. So if I feel like I'm 10, why I can't date a 10-year-old even though I'm 45 years old? Y'all get me? This is where it's going. So let's talk about something else that you're gonna see, right? That we're not paying no attention to. So you wanna know what it's gonna look like in the future, coming real soon if you live to make it through all of this stuff that's coming? So you're gonna see that it's gonna be motherfuckers just with. You're not gonna know if it's a guy or a girl. You're gonna meet people and, like I said, if you start getting too much into are you a real guy or a girl, you're gonna be looked at like a crazy one. Like you out here being racist, like coming up to somebody saying, "Oh, are you a nigger or you're not? Like, what are you mixed with?" Some people might find that offensive. Black people find it offensive. White folks want to touch their hair, right? You're going to get folks out there who they going to look at you like you doing something wrong. They already said that if you don't use the proper pronouns, that's like an act of violence. When the word nigga coming from a non-black person ain't never been used, said it was an act of violence. But you know they say if you use the wrong pronouns, that's an act of violence against those people. So you go ahead and in the future run around here and think you're going to be questioning somebody. Well, I don't know what the fuck you is. Everybody going to dress his pants. I don't know if that's a guy, that's a girl. That nigga got a beard and he got on a wig. I'm confused. This bitch got a beard, but she got titties and she pregnant. Is that an artificial womb or is you really pregnant, bitch? I don't know. This is what you going to see. And know that there is a such thing as artificial wombs. There are several men who have given birth to babies. Yes. With an A on the end. Yes, sir. Yes. There are men who have had babies. They have had artificial wombs put in their stomach, and they have given birth, and they have cut them babies out, and they chest feeding, I guess. Yes. Natural born men. You didn't hear that they were experimenting with that? It was a couple years back. The first time I heard the story, they were experimenting with it was like 2 years ago. I told this story, if y'all remember, y'all was with me. It was a man who was a test run for it, and it ended up working. But they're talking about you can place wombs inside of men. Now, my question would be, where you gonna get these wombs from? You know, like how you can have like an organ transplant. So in order to have a fertile womb, you got to have it from a young woman it's a healthy womb. So where are you getting these wombs from? But if I start talking about organ trafficking, we'll be here all night because I can see once you start talking about the government and their goals, this is a fucking rabbit hole. We could be here for weeks talking about this shit. So we're not going to go there. But yes, they're talking about planting wombs inside of men so that they can actually give birth to. So that's what I'm telling you. You're not going to know who really a man or who really a woman in the future at all. At all. So let's talk about something else that you're going to get ready to see. That's kind of happening now, but prepare yourself for it. It's been going on for a couple of years. So how many of you know that as well as the food shortage, they are actually trying to change the very fabric of whether you can feed yourself naturally or not in this country as well? I tell y'all this all the time. Y'all remember that? What is that movie, The Fifth Element? Drones are going to be delivering your packages. Cars will be driving themselves. They already have cars that parallel park and do everything. Did the man get arrested? He was driving his self-driving car, and he got arrested because in that state, you have to be behind the wheel of the car. Right? So you got drones that's going to be flying. You're going to do something. You think the police going to follow you? No, the drone going to follow your ass like in that motherfucking movie. Yeah. Okay. But you know who that is?
No, I mean, yeah, sure, but I didn't know what to do.
So, you know that man is welcome in this house whenever he come over here.
Which would be?
Okay.
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 All right. Tell him straight up?
Yes.
All right.
Anyway, So you got drones. You have you have y'all seen the police dogs? So they have police dogs, robot dogs that come after you now. They have drones that follow you. There's already robots that will bring your food to you in a motherfucking like heat and cooler thing or some shit, and they'll bring it right to your house. Ain't no DoorDash. None of that shit. All of these things already fucking exist. They don't be walking around in dresses. Who the fuck was homie? The black guy, can't think. Was it Chris? Chris Rock? Was that Chris Rock that was fucking singing in the movie The Fifth Element in the dress? He was singing his ass off too in that fucking dress. But you gonna see men walking around just like that, like it's gonna be. Oh, Chris Tuck, right? So this is where we going. Artificial wombs. You didn't hear that in China that they've been working on something called sleeves, like when you play video games. So if you want a new, healthier body, they're working on ways in China to where they can take your mind. People be thinking cloning and shit is a crazy thing. And they can actually take all of that, plant it inside of a new body, and you don't ever have to age. And they're saying you can live for forever. See, this is the crazy thing about the government. The government is trying to play with being God. And they think they can do whatever it is they want to do. So these are the things that you're getting ready to see come in the future. Now we got these food shortages. How many of y'all take these food shortages now? We think that's one thing, but I'm gonna tell you something that's finna go further than this. How many of y'all have noticed? Have y'all gone in y'all hood? How many of y'all noticed in the hood? Has anybody gone into a grocery store recently and saw that there's not as much stuff on the store shelves? Now, exclude Walmart from this. Even though they're a little worse. We know Walmart don't never restock their motherfucking shelves if you in the hood. So, sometimes you go to the store and they just ain't got bread for 2 weeks. They've been doing that shit for forever. But let's be real. Even Walmart is getting crazy to a whole nother extent. There was shortages on chicken and all of that bullshit, right? That they were holding trucks and at the ports and not letting them bring the food and the supplies in. All that shit gonna do is waste and they gonna have to throw it away. So they got food shortages coming. And the reason why they play these games, how many times I told y'all that they have to prime you for where you're going. So you've already seen where we're going in movies. You've already seen it in commercials. You've seen it in comical shit. You've seen it in ways that they're going to feed it to your brain so that you've seen it before. So when you see it, you're not so shocked. And because it's in TV, if people tell you, you don't really believe it. And by the time you see it, boom, bitch, it's in your face. You can't do nothing about it. Did you know that for several years now in politics, they have been debating about making this country a meatless country? How many of you know that? Now, if you go and read these articles, you're going to see that they're saying that the Republicans are playing this game with the Democrats, and that they're saying with the Democrats that, Biden and them are not going to take away all of the meat in this country. That's ridiculous. People aren't going towards those things. They've been talking about this. Pence was saying shit about it. They've been doing this for years. But the point I want to make here is that if something is being discussed in politics, you should pay attention. Even though things have not come into law yet, the fact that it's even a conversation is why you should pay attention. And it's been a conversation for a couple of years now. And the conversation goes a little something like this. You are not going to be able to raise animals for the purposes of food anymore because it is considered animal abuse. So you cannot raise animals just to kill them and eat them. You cannot take the eggs from a chicken and eat their babies because that is abuse. You cannot milk a cow. You cannot milk a goat. You cannot milk anything that got some titties and got milk in it. That's an animal, or that is considered sexual assault on an animal. Now you can go and look this up. It is not a law yet, but in Oregon, right, they are looking to implement this by 2022. They're getting signatures. It is something that's being talked about for a long time about getting rid of meat. But then the question is, what would be the purpose of them doing that? Because everything is about money. Don't you know that we ain't nothing but money to this country? You are an experiment. Do you know how rich the vaccine? Rather, you catching blood clots, you magnetize, or you grow another head while you sleep. None of that matters. You can't come after the pharmaceutical companies, and they have become much richer giving your ass that vaccination. All the sicknesses that they pump into the black community, guess what happens? That's how the government is able to push the money around from one place to another. So all that sickness they give you, they'll gladly give you Medicaid. You're like, well, how they making money off me? I'm broke as hell. I live in the projects. I'm going to tell you how. Because when you are sick like that and you have to get medication and you need to get your Medicaid, you know who getting paid with the Medicaid? Them big ass companies that matter. You know who the fuck? Why doctors always want to treat and never cure nothing? Because the treatment is what costs the money. So now they can funnel that money to the pharmaceutical companies, which are the biggest drug dealers there are. I mean, everything they put us in jail for, they're the biggest ones that do it. They're the biggest murderers. They're the biggest drug dealers. They're the biggest fucking thieves. So what they're going to do is they're going to begin to give you fake food. You think I'm lying? It's already here. The fuck is a tilapia? We already got farm grown fish and shit we ain't never heard of in our life before. So y'all don't know that? There's plenty of stories about laboratory grown meat. So if we take the meat away, we're just going to make a bigger market to where it's going to be cheaper. People don't have to herd all this cattle. They don't have to deal with all these animals no more. We're just going to grow this shit in the lab overnight. We can produce more. We can make more. It's all about the money. You're going to be eating fake ass shit that they done created somewhere in the lab, and you're not going to have the option to go and get no meat, right? Did you notice that in the beginning of the pandemic, did you notice that when you went to the store, they wouldn't let you buy no seeds? Do y'all ever notice that when times get tough like this, try go buy some seeds. You can't buy no seeds to grow no food in the ground. They don't play about seeds. You can't even bring no seeds out of this country nowhere else, and you can't bring no seeds from nowhere else here. Yeah, take that shit with the quickness at the goddamn airport. Some fucking seeds. Well, they're also talking about global warming, which this government motherfucking causes too. Right now, is the ocean still on fire? I don't know. Y'all tell me. There was an oil spill, and I thought it was the craziest, but the dopest shit I ever seen. Like, it's a fire in the water, y'all. It's a big ass fire hole, look like the hole to hell, and it's just on fire. And I'm watching them pour more water. I'm like, I'm hoping that that's like some type of shit to absorb all the oil, because I don't know, like the fire in the water. So if you add water to it, I don't know what the fuck you think you're doing. They cause all of this shit, right? But they're saying that animals' manure, their feces, right, is creating these gases, and they're talking about maybe classifying it as toxic waste. So farmers would have to hold and get rid of and treat the manure just like it was toxic waste. But most of them use manure to put in the plants. And some of y'all might think that's gross, but to grow the field, this is the oldest way around. Ever since fucking civilization done existed, the cow shit it, go back into the ground, boom, here come a tree. I'm just saying that's not really how it works, but y'all know what I'm saying, okay? They're trying to take that away too. So let me tell it to you on a whole nother level. What it really comes down to is this, is that not only are they going to be producing all of the food for you, because you notice how a lot of the crops are being destroyed. Have y'all noticed how a lot of people who have created all kind of crops and food, there's reasons why they can't get, whether it be the trucks that ain't coming to do it, they holding them, whether it be these freak weather accidents, whether the crops be getting flooded and shit. Now you do know that the government makes weather. Do you know that? These things are not a mistake. They're not happenstance. They for real, for real. They did this shit on purpose. So they're destroying all of this. But it's slowly playing into a position that, guess what makes it even worse? What it's really doing is stopping the individual from feeding themselves. If you ever wanted to say, fuck this government, I don't want to eat your lab created food. I don't even want to eat your processed food in a grocery store. I want to grow my food in the backyard. I want to have a couple of my own animals so that I can butcher them for meat. I can use their manure. I can grow my stuff. I can can my shit. I can grow all of these things out here that I want to grow. I can have my chickens and have my eggs. You're not going to be able to do that. So you see how it starts here and then it goes here and then it trickles down and it affects everybody that way. But check this out. This is the crazier thing. Well, why would they do that? Because it's the same thing as when a man kidnap a motherfucker. I talk to y'all about Stockholm Syndrome all the time. If you are completely dependent on your government when they take away what they give you, what you gonna do? See, y'all think we free. You think you free? Because you had the choice to sit up here and click on this fucking live? You think you free because if you want to get in your car and go down the street, you can? You think you free because you get up tomorrow and you decide what you want to eat for breakfast? You think that makes you free? There's going to come a time in this country that every fucking thing you need, everything we need now is dependent on the government. If they decided to cut off the water and cut off the lights, what the fuck you gonna do? If they decided to stop bringing food into your community, period, what you gonna do? You don't even know how to survive and take care of yourself. They've done that because they don't want you to take care of yourself. They want you to be dependent on the government. So the moment they pull the plug, they have all control over everybody. You can't grow your own food. You can't leave your house. You can't go in establishments unless you got a vaccination passport. Now, we're not there yet, but we're going there too. But you're so free. How many of y'all got jobs and you couldn't go back to your job unless you got the vaccination? How fucked up is that? Because it's an experiment and they gonna force you to do it or keep your job. How many of you did it and felt forced? How many of you got metal shit sticking to your arm right now? How many of you think it's worth it and when you ain't able to work that job because 2 weeks later you contract corona and die any goddamn way? You know how many people have gotten corona vaccination and still get corona? Are y'all reading those news articles? Are you hearing about all of the people who have blood clots? They're having heart attacks. Children too. You're not free. And the government is doing nothing more than pushing us towards a society where every single thing that we need, you can't produce your water, you can't produce no food, you can't produce nothing to feed yourself, you can't even take yourself freely wherever the fuck you want to go. At the end of the day, it's going to come down to this. The government is going to be able to just tell you to do whatever, and you won't even be able to fight them because they will have all complete control over you. You have no freedom. You're not free. If you're free, take care of yourself. Like, really take care of yourself like Little House on the motherfucking Prairie. Go get some land. Let me see you get some guns and protect your shit. Let me see you grow your own food. Have your own animals. Go ahead and find some way to produce your own power. You got some solar system, some power. Can you get some water up out the ground, or do you need the city to give you some pipes? There's not very many of us that could go out in the wilderness and really live on our own. We all need this government. And the more they keep pushing, you're going to need them more and more and more. And you're not going to realize it until they pull the motherfucking rug from under our feet and it's too late. And in the meantime, what you are watching before the new world order, I call it the Great Societal Reset. We are going into a new phase of what this world and this country specifically is going to be. But in the meantime, they're going to kill off as many of us as they can. Through food shortages, and you're going to say, they're just going to let somebody die and not have no food? No, what happens is food begins to come scarce. How did motherfuckers act when all the toilet paper and the food left the shelf when Corona first hit? Y'all tell me how people was acting. How many people have already died from Corona? How many people would die from the vaccination? And that's a great question. Because if you think just the person that took the vaccination is dying, you didn't hear, you don't know that if somebody is around you that took the vaccination, you're in danger too. You don't know that that person's body, and if you go get the shot, you're giving off. I don't know the word, forgive me. You can go look it the fuck up. I'm not telling you no lie though. I'm just saying fumes. It ain't fumes, but you're giving off whatever's been put in your body is coming off of you, and people next to you, just like you can let me say it like this, just like you can contract the cold or a virus from somebody, the shit that's in that vaccination, you can connect and contract those things as well just from being by people that have taken the shot. So how many people gonna die from this vaccination? In all reality. What you think about that? I also want y'all to think about this, black people. I know there's racism like a motherfucker in this country. But I need us to know that what they doing is so much bigger than just we want to get at black people. And do not get swayed into the fact that they don't fucking use race. They do. To start problems. So y'all get mad at me all y'all want, but this is why the white man, aka the government, because that's who it is, the racist systems, this is why the media and everybody wanted you to get upset about Victoria's Secret. Don't be upset with me. What I'm telling you is that that's not the fucking thing that we need to be focused on. But if we constantly find everything to be racist when it ain't even really being racist or nothing for us to focus on, they constantly want us to butt heads because they are waiting for motherfuckers to light a fuse so they can have a reason. So either stop getting caught up in it, or then we gonna get real and we gonna get up and go fucking fight. Which one is it? Either we gonna go fight and we gonna fight for real and we gonna fight to the fucking death in this bitch, and whatever it is, or we gonna stop being so emotional. All of them riots, all them protests, all that shit is planned. They just waiting for the day for the government, for the society to act real crazy because they want to fucking use that pep laser on everybody. You know what a pep laser is? Go to the DARPA website, which is the defense for the government, and they have plenty of weapons that you don't even know they have exist. 5G towers, I know everybody thinks that that's a conspiracy theory. No, them 5G towers is not going to kill you in a sense, but when you talk about a pep laser, it has everything to do with microwave rays, motherfucker, and I don't know if I'm using the right word, but I know y'all can hear what I'm saying. The same thing that's used in them 5G towers that I find really weird that in the beginning of Corona, while everybody went into the goddamn house, even though it was so serious and we was in the middle of a pandemic, did y'all notice that all these 5G towers were going up while you was in the house, or did you not notice because you was in the house? How many of you saw the 5G towers? How many of you know there's probably a 5G tower right in your face today and you don't see it because it's disguised as a motherfucking tree? How many of y'all seen it? When Corona first hit, they were out there putting up poles in this motherfucker, and it was a brown pole at first. Next thing you know, like a Christmas tree you buy at the store, they started placing little leaves on it and branches, and next thing you know, if you didn't watch them build it, you just see a big ass tree. They don't go through all that trouble to hide the regular towers, so why they doing that to them? And why is so many of them? See, the 5G towers might not fuck with you alone. Oh, but when they pull out that pep laser, which is a microwave wave that is so strong that it can hurt a motherfucking crowd, and it will cook your motherfucking insides up if you don't move. All they got to do is point it at a crowd of people. And if you don't get to move and your insides is getting cooked like you in a microwave, you don't think them 5G towers is part of the capability for them to be able to use that whenever they need to? How many of you seen the video a while back? It was a little while back. It was a whole goddamn robot. And he had a target that he was supposed to hit. And the man that was training him was fighting the thing to make sure that he would do what he was supposed to do. And he wouldn't shoot him even when he got in the way, but he was still fighting for the target. Y'all didn't see him fighting a real fucking... This was some real governmental training shit. This was not no movie, y'all. And the sad truth of all of this is, I would tell you to go get armed and go get your guns and get ready. But them guns ain't for them, because the weapons they got, our guns ain't shit. They're not. They're not scared of them guns. They might not even send real people to come get your ass. RoboCop might show up at your door. No cap. Them guns ain't for them. Maybe them guns is for us. Because before they come in and do their part, they gonna let us kill off each other. Because human nature gonna kick in. And motherfuckers gonna be hungry. And people gonna be scared. When shit hit the fan, and it's gonna hit the fan like it's supposed to in this country, because understand, all of this shit is planned. So you don't think that going into a full out rage, they are fucking with society and they are fucking with everybody's mind because they want to cause a uprising so they can come down on our motherfucking asses. And they can get rid of a lot of people, and then we can have population control. And when you're trying to get a whole society to be reset and be something that it wasn't before, that it's always been for many decades, the less people that you have to reset, the better. So them guns ain't for them. Them guns is for us. They're going to let us kill each other. And they're going to see how many of us take out as far as citizens. I'm not saying black people. And they gonna say they gonna fight for survival of the fittest. And whoever survives, and we'll deal with that when it's all said and done. If the government just turned out the power in the water for 2 weeks, you know how many people would die? Was anybody in Katrina? Is there anybody in the chat that was in Katrina? Do y'all remember when the floods happened there? The levee was purposely broke. I'm going to keep saying that. When the levee was purposely broke. They wanted to flood them wards because they wanted to come in and gentrify them, and they don't care. I told you they will kill you to take your land. They still do that today. They just do it in a more, I don't know, a more up-to-date, a 2.0 way. Like, you don't realize that's what they're doing. But they killed them black people, and they ushered y'all out of New Orleans so that they could take over those wards and gentrify them. And they killed them to do so. But they wasn't even there for weeks on end. That short amount of time, there was no power, there was no food. How many people was being brutalized? Survival of the fittest. Nobody gave a fuck about grandma, because if Grandma Betty was sitting in a goddamn wheelchair, she had a gallon of water, but the thug that was 20 didn't have a gallon of water, he was going to take Grandma Betty water. Fuck you. You could die, bitch. See, because when it's your life, people don't care. You would be surprised how vicious people are when it's lawlessness and nobody is there to stop them. What would you do? What would you do if the power went out for a whole 2 weeks? So they just turned the power out for 30 days. Half of the motherfucking country be gone. I promise you. And there was no food on the shelves because they made sure it was a bunch of shortages before this shit came. There's no police because shit is out of control. You can't call nobody. You ain't got no power. Your phone ain't gonna work too much. You ain't got no internet. Everything we're so used to having to connect with other people, you have none of that. What are you gonna do? Do you even have a plan? No, because most of us don't think this shit is real. You think this shit is just in the movies. I wish I would stop thinking like that. I really do. And see, these are the conversations that need to be had that doesn't have anything to do with, oh, we got to get racist, get up and get over racism. We got to deal with our fight. Or, oh, we got to deal with all of these other things. We got to deal with all of the transgender stuff and the stuff coming against our kids. All of those things are a bigger part of, they're a smaller part of the bigger picture. So I don't know. I would say to y'all, go get yourselves ready. But I will also say to y'all this, you got a choice to make around here. Like, you going to wait and get ready? You could do that too. Or motherfuckers could just say, look, it's going to happen one way or another. We got 2 in the house. I feel that. That's right. Y'all better go get balance. Y'all can get y'all a Henny, but make sure you got your emergency food supply too. Have some balance in your life. That's what all them twos mean. But what I'm saying is there's some things coming for us whether we like it or not. So the question is, are you going to wait for it to come to you? Are we going to get up and meet it head on and say, fuck it, at least we're going to choose how we go out in this bitch and we're going to go out with a fight? Are we going to do that? Or are we just, I don't think we're going to do that, honestly. I think we're just going to sit back and we're going to prepare ourselves for those that listen. A lot of y'all won't. And a word to the sisters. Being strong and independent ain't really where it's at, because that power go off on your ass for just 7 days and you got them kids and you ain't got no protection, you ain't got no guns. I want you to know that you the first motherfucker they coming for. You vulnerable. They coming to get your kids fruit snacks, and they probably coming to get your kids too, because you would be surprised what the fuck people do when it's lawlessness. People are crazy. So you might want to think about that. Sisters, who y'all so independent you don't need no man. Because when the shit hit the fan, it's a couple of men I know, and I'm headed right to them, or they headed right to me, because I'm not going to be sitting here alone with my motherfucking kids. Because I know in that time, having a man around is really essential, more than you think it is right the fuck now. Because you the weak link. You the one I want to come and get. Go and look at criminals. Criminals pick easy targets. I don't want to fight a nigga. I want to fight this chick and her 3 kids. Because she got water, she got a generator, I need some food, and I probably want to rape her. Or maybe I want to rape her kids. You would be surprised what the hell people do. Again, go ask folks what happened in New Orleans. If you go look at history, somebody said organs harvesting, cannibalism, you name it. You're right. I'm glad that you said that. If you go back and look, there are plenty of stories in history where people were hungry and there were times where there wasn't food and where people didn't have anything to eat. And for whatever reason, it caused a famine or a starvation in places. And there were people who did. You go all the way back to the Bible, but them is not the only stories. Like there are newer ones since the Bible, but they do. When people are hungry and people think they're gonna die, you do not know what people will do to survive. They will do anything. And they might not want to kill their kid, but they might come get your baby. Your baby's like one and throw them in the oven. I know this sounds crazy to y'all, but what I'm telling you is the things I'm saying are not things that have never happened before. Go look at them. Ain't no food on the shelf, but you look like meat. So I'm not here trying to scare nobody, but I just really want y'all to take this into consideration. Y'all say I beef. Y'all say I have drama with everybody. Oh, somebody came here today. I was like, oh, by the time Mechee gonna talk about something that matters. I talk about shit that matters all the time. If you miss it, it go over your goddamn head. So I want y'all to understand where all of this is going. I don't know what you're going to do or what you need to do for yourself, but I just want you to stop being blind. I hope that if we can wake enough motherfucking people up, maybe we can do something. Maybe we can get somewhere. I don't know. But what I'm telling you is that your government is diabolical than a motherfucker, and they got more plans than you could ever imagine. Can you give me that paper over there underneath the chair? You see it's a stack of papers? It's on the other side, I think, by the table. Now, I'm not telling you that I have the answer. I don't. What I'm telling you is that you should be aware. Because ignorance might be bliss, but when the shit hit the fan, I would think that you would want to be ready. So, in all that I've said, I just want y'all to go look up some of the things that I said. This, I printed off the other day. It's quite a big read, but you do not have to print it off, right? I would like y'all to go. You can find this on Google, right? And go look this up. Okay? Can y'all see that? Y'all see what that says at the top? Yes? No? It says silent weapons for quiet wars. How many of you have heard of this document? Have any of you heard of this document? It's called Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. Quiet wars. Silent weapons. They being enacted on us every motherfucking day. That's them silent weapons. There's them quiet wars. I know we at war when it comes to being racism and everything, but there's a war that's real quiet going on and silent weapons being used and you can't hear them nor see them. So I want y'all to go. You can go to Google. Google have this. You can go to Google. Google silent weapons for quiet wars. So let me tell you what this document is so that you have an understanding of it and go read it. You don't have to print it out like I did. I did because I wanted to lay in the bed and I want to be holding the damn phone and I wanted to read it and I wanted to highlight some stuff and had it for some studying purposes. But you do not have to print it out. This is a document that was found in 1979, the year I was born. Okay. And this document comes from NASA. So there was a man who went to a surplus sale. And at that surplus sale, they were selling off like a lot of printers and stuff like that they weren't using anymore for NASA and anybody could come buy them. Then you know how when you have a printer and you cut it off before the document is done printing, or you click it too many times and then it come out 50 times and you cut it off, and when you cut it back on, the first thing it does is keep printing. Well, a man came and bought a bunch of printers. He took the printers home, and when he plugged them in, one of them started to produce this document. He took it to an attorney. The attorney verified that, the printer came from NASA, and he said that looking at everything that's on it, from the documentations to the numbering to the way everything is worded to how they did it, it looks to be, it is a legitimate government document. I want you to go read it. You're going to see, this was in 1979, you're going to see a whole lot of the shit that you see today. It's a lot of shit that you think is happenstance, you think is circumstance, you think that it wasn't planned. It was planned. And I want you to go and read it. And I want you to see just how much shit in 1979, if this is fake, it's too much of a coincidence for me, that you actually see today. And you will understand, because not only does it tell you the plan of what they're going to do, it starts to also tell you about why they do what they do and what type of effect it will have. So go read it. Go read it. Go read it for yourself. Google it. download it on your phone. You be on everything else, Instagram, all of that. When you have time, read through that, right? Go read that. So how was that for no drama and some knowledge tonight, y'all? Y'all do me a favor, like this video, share this video, subscribe if you have not, hit that hating ass notification bell. It's only been an hour and a half. I did good. I said a lot in an hour and a half. I know I talk fast, but goddamn, go Mechee. I got it all out. I don't think there's nothing else I wanted to say. So I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I do have company now, so I'm not going to be rude. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to finish my show. I'm going to get out of here. Before I do, I just want to ask y'all to please share this. Just let people have the knowledge. Like, think about these things for real. I just don't want y'all to be caught off guard in what's really happening. And I want you to be able to protect yourself, starting with your children from the first things that we were talking about. Like, get your kids out of these schools, okay? So let me go back and say this before I leave really quick. Give me like 5 more minutes, y'all. When I said I don't have the answer, let me give you what answers I do have, okay? So get your children out of these schools, okay? And don't let this government and the school system corrupt your children's mind. They want to be the disciplinaries and influence on your children. Don't let them, okay? So get your kids out of these schools, and I can give you a solution, and that will be Ziax Institute. If one of my moderators will please put the link in there. Ziax Institute is a great school. My children go there. It can be done online. Again, if your children are in the Brooklyn area, they can go to the school actually in Brooklyn, or actual building. We are looking to get a building here in Atlanta, but it is online. So find a way to do that, right? If your children, if you say, I can't do that because I got to work and I don't have nobody to watch my kid, then I would say to you to go find a way to make some different money. Okay. It don't have to be Mechee, but my class is really affordable. It has a whole lot of information in it. Find a way to make some money online and stay at home. Everything is going online anyway. More online sales and businesses have popped up since the pandemic like never before. That is where we are going. Everything. Let me tell you something. If you're an Uber driver, you're not going to have a job because the robot is going to deliver. The drone is going to deliver the food. So Uber drivers are going to be out of business. There will be self-driving cars. So we won't need you motherfuckers to taxi us nowhere. I need y'all to hear me. Find a way to make some money. It is plenty of ways to do so. Take Tony the Closer. My brother Tony the Closer, he teach you how to do real estate from your house. His program is like $3,000, and right now it is on sale for $197. You get lifetime access. His students ain't no joke. People come forward all the time thanking his brother. When I be with him, they be on the streets thanking Tony because they just make all kind of goddamn money. So first of all, find a way to find some freedom from the plantation that you go to every single day, so that you can have time to put your kids into the school, have time to prepare your mind and your family, and get yourself together. Right? So find a way to do that. It's way too many ways to make money online. Take my class. I don't know. Take somebody's class. You don't have to take my class. That's fine too. It's too many ways to make money. Find some way to make money so you can put your kids in that school and get some freedom to stay at home. Okay. Next thing I would suggest to y'all is to get prepared. And this is not just for what is getting ready to come, because somebody be like, what if this happened 20 years from now and I'm dead anyway? Let me tell you, natural disasters, shit happens all the time. Wasn't nobody ready when Corona hit. I mean, some people were, y'all outliers. Most people aren't. So I suggest that whether it's a natural disaster, and they're not natural anymore because the government actually creates weather, you need to have supplies. Do you have generators? Get you some generators. I suggest that you get solar panel generators because you can charge them outside in the sun, because if you ain't got no power, right? What you gonna do? And who want to deal with all that gas shit? You know what I'm saying? We done kept everybody in the house with carbon monoxide. No, because if we in the middle of some shit, you don't want to leave your generator outside plugged in, which is where you have to leave it to not have carbon monoxide poisoning. But if I ain't got no generator and your shit outside, you gonna wake up, your generator gonna be gone, dog. I'm just telling you. So get you some solar panel generators, right? And get you some survival stuff. Go and buy you some food. Somebody said Tony the Closer. Yes, Tony the Closer. Go buy you some food. Okay? Get you some dry goods. Get you some canned goods. Get you some shit that'll last a little bit, okay? So you can have it in emergency. Not the kind of shit that you eat every day, but the shit you shit to the side. And if you think you're going to eat it because it's regular food, you can go on my website too. See, I believe in giving people things that are solutions. If I'm going to have businesses, I like to give people the things that I promote that I think our community needs to have, which is starting your own business. You can also go over to my website, The Real Mechee, and you can buy emergency food supplies. You can get buckets. You can get how many months of it you need. It's all dry. It's all freezer dry. It lasts for 25 years. So you don't have to worry about that, right? So make sure you have those things. Also on the site, you can get matches that light when they wet. You can get straws that filter water. You can get first aid kits and emergency stuff. You would be surprised what you need if the power was out and you didn't have nothing. Like, how many people was in Texas when that shit hit in Texas? That wasn't a natural thing. The government did that shit too. But so know that there is a time, even if a zombie apocalypse does not happen, between all the natural disasters, the non-natural disasters, all of the uprising and everything going on in this country, you should just be prepared to at the very least, have things to be able to take care of yourself, feed yourself, have some type of power, have the food that you need, and have some emergency supplies, and have some shit to protect yourself with. Go to KFOS Tactical, right? His link is in the description of this video. And make sure that you have those things that if you look up, like in Corona, like for 30 days, can you just last for 30 days? I just need everybody to be able to last for 30 days, y'all. Can you at least give me that minimum? Give yourself that minimum. Be able to make it for 30 days if power and things go down and shit is in turmoil. Just be able to do that, okay? 30 days, y'all. Give yourself that, and if you're really good and you're good to yourself, give yourself way more than that, right? So just think about them things. Somebody said a bug out bag. Yes, right? So, oh look, I'm sorry, it's KFOS Survival. Well, what about Tactical? They need some guns too, goddammit. It's in the chat, y'all. And you go to my page, therealmecheex.com. Okay? So you can go over there, and if you go over there, the links is over there to everything. Oh, I do want to say this, because see, I be so busy talking about everything else, I be forgetting to even promote my shit. I am the worst promoter of your business shit as I am. So I want to tell everybody this, because I told y'all I would tell y'all, I almost goddamn fucking forgot. So for anybody who's taking my class, my online classes, and you looking for some guidance, you looking to be able to, you ain't started nothing, and you need some encouragement down the road. I told y'all we would have a monthly membership. It is over there. And when people be like, well, how much it is? Folks don't like to tell you how much they shit is. I tell you, I don't give a damn. I think my shit is very affordable. So $35 a month, right? I think mine's the cheapest out there. We're going to have bi-weekly classes, you guys. So the classes are starting really soon. And that's over there on the site. I told y'all that it would be up yesterday. It is up now. So anybody who would like that consistent, right? Week after week after week, we are going to definitely have, if you want to know how these platforms work that I suggest that you use, we'll have representatives there that will answer all of your questions, so you know how these services that you need for your business work, right? We're going to talk about new ways to make money. I told you we got a guy coming in who's going to tell you how you can make seasonings and shit and food. You can get into the Master Pete thing, right? So we'll have all different kind of people coming in talking about stuff. Of course, Mechee will be there to walk you through things. So bi-weekly, we will have classes, and that's what that will be. We'll have live classes. All of the classes, if you're not there, will be available for replay after the fact. So anybody that's a member, you can go over there and you can watch them. They'll all be there for you, right? And if you come in and you're a member and it's already 35 classes up there, you have access to all 35 classes, right? I do want to tell everybody this, because some people was like, I'm confused on how to do it. So when you go over to the site and you click on whatever choice you choose for a class or something, we got the CBD class. Oh, and don't forget about the FFL class. If you want to get your federal firearms license and you want to know the process to go through that, there's a course over there too. We partner with a really dope team that is doing it. Mechee can't teach you that shit. I don't know, but we found somebody that could. Goddamn it, that's called partnership, right? So y'all can go over there and y'all can check that out too. But when you go over to sign up for the classes, you have to sign up. You have to become a member. So you have to put in your email and a password. Then we're going to email you to make sure that we have the right password. You click on that and verify your account. Once you do that, then you can go back over, you can log into your account, and then you can purchase the class. You have to be a member before you can purchase the class, because without being a member, it ain't gonna work for you anyway, okay? So I know some people was like, I clicked to sign up, but then it didn't do nothing. Once you sign up, go check your email, confirm the email you have, and then come on back, sign in, and then you can sign up for anything that's over there. I think that's all I have to say, y'all. I think I said enough. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all have a good night. I hope that in all that we talked about, even though it was tough, I hope that I don't mean to scare people or worry people. I just want y'all to wake up, and I just want y'all to take some things that are necessary serious, right? Instead of all the other shit that ain't really necessary. Stop letting that shit move you and let something else move you, right? So I just hope that y'all will take this knowledge and y'all will do something with it for you and your family, right? And just understand the situation we in. You're not as free as you think you are, and this country is very diabolical and very evil in the things that they are doing, and you would be surprised what they do. And I'm not surprised at anything that they do. These motherfuckers is evil as hell, and we are their targets, especially as black people. We're their number one target. So start thinking about them things, y'all. Y'all have a good night in spite of being black and just hearing all the shit I just told you, still try to have a good night in spite of. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. And for anybody who's still rocking with me, even though you was mad at me the other day, thank you for staying. And if you left, fuck you too. And thank you for that. So you don't have to keep talking shit in my chat. All right, y'all. One more again. Y'all hit that like button before you leave. And share this video. Subscribe if you have not. And hit that hating ass notification bell. And I will see you guys later.